This presentation is centered on why cybersecurity is a strategic, essential part of a core organizational strategy. The first question says integrating basic element of professional discourse into technical communication artifacts. Technical communication focuses on presenting complex information clearly, accurate, and easy to apply. Several essential elements contribute to the effectiveness of this integration. Number one, that I would like to consider is clarity and precision. Complex topics require straightforward language to reduce confusion and prevent errors. Another one, the second one is accuracy. Even minor mistakes can have significant consequences in technical fields, making precision critical. The second questions, before I jump to the second questions, other other facts to consider in integrating professional discourse to technical communication is audience awareness, purpose driven messaging, and effective use of formats and visuals. The second question says, uh, 3 to 5 years operational, tactical, and strategic management plan for information security. There are 10 steps to achieve this, and these are number one, build a qualified cybersecurity team. A strong cybersecurity stra- strategy begins with assembling a skilled and knowledgeable team to design, implement, and manage your security framework. This team should consist of two core groups. The first one is the executive leadership. Senior leaders, including the chief information security officer and other executives, are responsible for defining the mission, setting security program goals, and establishing policies and risk thresholds. The second point is security operations team. This group manages the day to day security functions of the organization. Their duties include monitoring systems, responding to incidents, conducting risk assessments, and leading employee security awareness training. The second point out of the thing is inventory and manage information security assets. The third one that I will also lay emphasis on is assess risk and vulnerabilities. Identifying risks requires evaluating threats at multiple levels: people, processes, and technology. Begin by listing potential threats to organizational assets, scoring each threat based on likelihood and potential impact, and evaluating internal vulnerabilities that could be exploited, e.g., employee behavior, which is more or less like internal threats or insider threats, process gaps, or weak technology controls. This structured assessment enables the organization to prioritize the most significant risks, such as ransomware, phishing, or data breaches. Other points that makes up the 10. The fourth one is manage, identify risk. The fifth one is create an incident report, an incident response, and disaster recovery plan. While the sixth one is access and manage third party risk. The seventh point is implementing security controls, while the eighth one is implement security awareness training. The ninth point is identifying and comply with regulatory standards, while the final one, the number 10, is conduct regular audits and assessments. The third question says organizational roles that should be actively involved in InfoSec plans implementation. Okay, the organizational roles, departments that should be involved in InfoSec plan implementation. First one is management, executive management. Executive leadership holds overall responsibility for information security. This includes roles such as the Chief Information Security Officer, the Chief Technology Officer, Chief Risk Officer, and Chief Security Officer. These are executives. These executives are primarily responsible for overseeing the enterprise wide security strategy to ensure that information assets are adequately protected. The second officer or the second key personnel or staffs is the information system security professionals. The third one are the data owners. The fourth one are the data custodians. The fifth one are the users. And the sixth is the IS auditors. Auditors provide independent assurance to management by one, evaluating whether security objectives, policies, and controls are appropriate and effective. Two, verifying compliance with established security policies, standards, and protocols and procedures. Sorry. And the third one is determining whether objectives are being achieved and controls are functioning as intended. How governance drives regulatory compliance. Compliance focuses on meeting external requirements, but IT governance provides the proactive framework that makes compliance seamless. Instead of reacting under pressure to regulatory deadlines, effective governance establishes the policies, controls, and procedures that consistently produce compliant outcomes. For example, clear data handling, rules, and access controls, simply adherence to regulations such as GDPR, the IPA, which is HIPAA, AA, or the PCI DSS. Governance also requires maintaining detailed audit trail, delivering the transparency and accountability needed during regulatory audits and automatically generating the necessary evidence. By embedding compliance into everyday IT operations, governance ensures that adherence to regulations becomes a natural byproduct of sound management practices. This proactive approach helps identify and address compliance gaps before they escalate into costly legal, financial, or reputational issues. How to identify, formulate, and solve computing sub problems by communicating effectively with a range of audience through professional oral and written skills. The first one is to identify the problems. Identifying problems. Effectively recognizing computing challenges requires clear communication with all stakeholders, including users, managers, and technical teams. Methods such as requirement gathering, interviews, surveys, and documentation reviews help ensure a complete understanding of the problem. Using active learning, listening, and asking clarifying questions allows teams to uncover the root cause rather than just addressing surface level symptoms. The second point is formulating problems. And the third one is solving the problems. And the fourth one is continuous feedback loop. Effective problem solving involves gathering feedback at every stage, engaging different audiences, audience ensures solutions remains practical, compliant, and aligned with business objectives while allowing for refinement and improvement over time. 3 to 5 years InfoSec plan aligning with support to our big bank mission and vision statements. Okay. Providing employees with a clear sense of purpose and direction transform risk management from a reactive, compliance driven activity into a proactive, strategic function. By aligning individual efforts with broader organizational objectives, it fosters a culture of shared vision and collective responsibility. Further, further explanations are in the slide. Differences between policies, standards, guidance, and procedures. Standards. Standards are mandatory rules or actions that provide formal policies and support and direction. Why policies? Policies are formal statements developed and endorsed by senior management. Procedure. Procedures are step by step instructions designed to achieve a specific goal or mandate, while guidelines are recommended practices for situations where specific standards do not apply. They streamline processes according to best practices while allowing flexibility. Thank you.